Hey, what is up, guys? So the patch just dropped. We're gonna go ahead and take a look here. Hopefully, some impactful changes to the meta, maybe some LD buffs, nerfs. Hopefully they're gonna, or hopefully they took a look at some of those higher win rate LDs. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So first up on the list we have Julian, top of the list, getting nerfed. So they're making his skill 2 stun it with a 50% chance now. So it was a stun for 1 turn if you crit, but now it's a stun with a 50% chance. So it is 2 hits. So I mean, it's just a bit more harder to land a stun on the skill 2. So yeah, I think that's an okay nerf. Yeah, I mean, he's still gonna hit like a truck. He's still gonna continue to cleanse himself and be good into like everything. So, bit of a nerf there. I think that's okay. That's pretty good though. We have Gianna getting nerfed. Yes, this is good. Oh no, stun chance to 85%. So it's gonna strip. All enemies with beneficial effects are guaranteed to be stunned for 1 turn, which is just going down to 85% chance. Oh man, I hate when they do these kind of nerfs where they just hit the activation rate. It just makes the unit feel very RNG. What's funny about this is that Gianna is one of those units where it's like she's like the only one with a single AC res check, right? Most units are strip, which has an AC res check, and then a debuff, right, that has an AC res check. Gianna only had 1. But now with this, it technically has 2 AC res checks, right? She has 1 for the strip now, but then now she has a 85% chance to stun, which is kind of like a second one. So that's basically what they did. They just made her a bit... they brought her down to all the other units that do similar things, right? Honestly, I don't think it's really gonna affect too much. There's gonna just be random games maybe where you're playing against Gianna and you'll just win because she missed like your Valedule or something like that. But overall, I think she's still gonna be pretty strong. Asura Dark, God of Wrath, looks like they are nerfing it, so your HP has to be 70% or above to go under threat state from 50. So I guess that's like a siege defense nerf. Puppets, they are hitting the puppet recovery amount. Yeah, so from 15% to 10%. I think that's a good change. The healing, honestly, on the skill 1 was just way too strong, especially on Smicer, where it's like he violent procs 1 time and it's like 2 units are shut down, and then he's healing like 2 units for so much. So I think that's a great change. And then Cycle of Eternity for the Fire Puppet is going to be okay. So the unit you select gets silence for 2 turns. So everything else gets 1 turn silence, and the one you select is 2 turns. So this is just like Veronica now. Yeah, I always struggled into Fire Puppet's pretty good. Okay, pretty nice. Fire and Dark Megumi. The Eagle, which is I think that's the stun, right? So they're just reducing the max cooltime from 4 to 3 turns. So is that a 2-turn cooldown now with skill ups? I think that is. So that's a really good change. Probably gonna be seeing him a lot more. But yeah, it looks like they're... Oh, and look, Dark Megumi is also getting buffed again. That's the 3rd skill. So as is, 4th hit decreases attack power for 2 turns, and then they're changing that to decrease attack power and defense. Oh, so it's going to be a strip multi-hit defense break. That's going to be pretty good. Kind of like Van Cleef a bit. Going to be strong for probably Exodia cleavers. Right? You're either eating the full CC or you're going to eat like an armor break and do a big damage nuke. So pretty good change. I think that actually makes Megumi a lot scarier now. We have Water Yuji, Soul Strike. This is the passive. Upon defeating an enemy, creates a shield on yourself equal to 3 turns. I guess that's okay. It's like whatever. There's so many other anti-revive units. Like Rocky's probably still better just because of the leader skill, the skill 2 shatter, our AoE armor break and cycling, as well as non-glancing multi-hit third skill. What that gives you endure. So it's something for water UG. I'm not sure if that's gonna make him any more usable though. Fire UG. Oh, this one I wanted to get buffed. This is kind of fun to play with, but increases damage dealt by 50% to enemies whose HP is not destroyed. Okay, so this is just like the Zyros buff. So they're both doing like 50% increased damage on their first hit. So maybe I'll have to revisit this. Yeah, maybe I'll do a damage test on like my Zyros versus the Fire UG to see which one is gonna be better. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Definitely gonna check that one out. And then Fire Wind Dark UGs. This is the skill 2, I believe. And so the chance of landing a critical hit increases by 50% for each harmful effect granted. So that's what it is now, and they're changing it to be the critical rate increases to 100% when attacking an enemy with harmful effects. Okay. Yeah, so it's just gonna be, if there's like an armor break or something, you're gonna crit. Pretty nice. Yeah, and I believe Fire UG, the skill 3 always lands at a crit, so you just don't even have to build it with any crit at all, kind of like Jara. So that's gonna be pretty good. Wind Nabara increases your attack bar by 30% if you get harmful effects. I believe the wind one is the one where it's like if it has debuffs, it will reduce the HP of the enemy or something like. It's like kind of like a reflect, not really a reflect damage, but sort of like that. So they're just giving your you get 30 bar, so you could potentially cycle and go for the provokes and stuff like that. So kind of an interesting unit, but I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't really know what to think about this one. But it's something, right? And then Light Nabara. Okay, they're hitting the light one too, which is nice. So Straldal Technique. Effect added recovers your HP by 15% after using the skill. Oh, that's pretty cool. So, sort of like, I guess there's this comparison between her and Gurkha, where Gurkha used to be able to, I think he healed a certain amount before they nuked him. But now he doesn't heal himself, but he still, locks stuff down for 2-turn provokes and cycles a lot. But Nabara's now kind of getting the healing instead of him, but maybe can't lock down units as well. As well, she's still like a Molong nuker. So I think this is pretty cool. Maybe people will try her out some more. Let's see. What are they doing here? Firewind and Dark Pioneer. Why are they buffing Munta? North Star with Wisdom. That's the skill 2. This attack won't land as a glancing hit. This attack will land as a critical. Always land as a critical hit. Okay, so yeah, so you could maybe just do more crit damage builds. I mean, maybe not for the wind one. The wind one should always be built with max crit rate because it's in cleaver. Yeah, I guess that's okay. Sure, it's not too crazy or anything. Wuntas are probably gonna hit pretty hard though, with like additional damage by speed, and now the skill 2 is always gonna crit. Could hurt. Dokkaebi Lord Water. I don't know why they're buffing this thing. This thing was already insane. Lest was using it in finals, so that's a great indication that it's already probably pretty good. So they're changing the self-recovery to recovers all allies by 20%, which is just like the wind and light one, right? When they use skill 2, I think it heals all allies by 20%. So, okay, I guess that kind of sucks for cleavers, maybe if you don't kill something barely and they just heal up, kind of like Veligil. But yeah, okay. I'm not sure whether, I don't think you really needed a buff, but okay, sure. Light. Okay, I actually have this LD. Light Valk Achroma When allies are hit by a non-critical attack, increases your attack bar by 5% up to 20%. Wow, so they gave her like a ragdoll passive. That's pretty good. I always wanted her to get healing, but this is pretty good too for I guess interrupting like the Exodia cleavers or Robo cleavers, any AoE like CC. You just cut in, maybe even into Maxi cleavers, right? Like Maxi uses his skill 3, and then you cut in and you silence the skill 2, or you silence him so he can't use his skill 2. So that's a pretty good change. Yeah, very nice. Bit of a nerf to maybe some of the Exodia stuff. Okay, what? Water Ryu? Effect added when attacked by an enemy, increases your attack power for 1 turn? What? Why are they buffing this thing? This thing is fine. That's crazy. Man, those... I was going to say, like, the more Kravarchis are just going to be better, but usually those guys take turn 1. But yeah, now maybe people are going to start building more on, like, full damage builds. I know some people already do that, like on Vio crit damage builds, but yeah, this is kind of weird that they're doing this. This kind of sucks for me, because like when people pick more into like Xerath Charlotte and the more cuts in, and now he's just going to drop Xerath's HP even more, and he's going to do less damage because of that, so that's kind of sucks for me. But yeah, weird they would buff more. Dark Dragon. Where's the Light Dragon, man? What? Decimate. This attack lands as a critical hit on light monsters. Okay, so they're removing the auto crit on light monsters, which is fine. You should probably build them max crit anyways, right? Recovers your turn instantly. Okay, so he's kind of like Talisman now, where you skill 3, kill something, and he gets a skill 2 off. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. And he also has the I think he has the anti-revive mechanic or ignore passive or something. So yeah, Dark Dragon looking pretty good. Wind Monkey, Stone Monkey passive. So they are removing the attack bar gain when you're stunned, and they're changing it to remove 1 beneficial effect from the enemy when you counterattack. Oh wow, that's really good too as a anti-CC pick right now, because you know most, like the Robos for example, are typically they have will, right? So but if they skill 2 and then Monkey procs, he can strip stun them. So yeah, Wind Monkey might be rehired again. I'm definitely gonna try that one out. Seems really strong, so yeah, I think that's a great change. Twin Angels. We have Fire, Wind, and Dark, Horn of Cheer. That's the skill 2, I believe. And then they're buffing immunity from 1 to 2 turns. That's a great change. Yeah, 1 turn immunity just does not feel long enough. It's like, in order to utilize a 1 turn immunity, you basically have to have speed tune this to go last. And I don't think it's kind of hard to tune that sometimes. Especially on like, maybe on some of these you want them to move first. So yeah, good change I think. Oh, like Twin Angels, nice. Barrage Shot. Gonna get a nice little consistency buff here, 50 to 70% chance. So he's just gonna strip much more consistently. That's a great change. Let's see, Wind Cannon Girl. Koi Revenge, it's a passive effect added when the passive is stacked 5 times. Removes all harmful effects, not inability effects, from yourself at the start of the turn. I guess that's cool. I'm trying to think of like when I used her in RTA if that was ever a problem. I guess if you get attack broken, or yeah, it's really only attack break, right? Because of I think the skill is can't glance, so. This would have been insane if it included inability effects, but yeah, I guess this is okay. Kind of weird buff. Okay, Water Dark Paladin, Fury of Punishment. That's the skill 2. When attacking the enemy without beneficial effects, provokes for 2 turns. Okay, that's pretty good. Yeah, so Water Paladin just going to be even more annoying for CC players. Leona going to have a 2-turn provoke. Maybe it just helps with the 1v4 if they actually let it through, or even throughout the match, if you get something, you find something without any buffs on, just lock it down for 2 turns. And Leona always stuns on skill 1, I believe. So that's going to be... Oh yeah, well, she always stuns on skill 1. So I guess it helps with like Bioprocs. Right, they hit her, she stuns them, but then they proc and I think they're still provoked, right? So yeah, interesting changes. Water Devil Maiden Water, this is the demon bag. They're just changing it to steal 2 beneficial effects from the target. Okay, that's not really that impactful, especially on the first turn. But I guess if there's like a Wusa, yeah, I think I remember seeing Water Devil Maiden as like a Domon counter. So maybe if there's like a Wusa Domon, this will just steal the immunity and the shield, which could be, right, it just makes it more consistently landing the demon bag, right? So pretty good change, I think. Windark Geralt, that's the bomber, right? Yeah, Dancing Star of Explosion. The first attack installs a bomb that detonates after 2 turns with a 70% chance. It now goes to 90%. Okay, so they're still not 100% though. Like, why? Oh, okay. I guess. Or maybe it goes to 100% with skills. I don't know. Hopefully. But yeah. Fire Yennefer. So this is the one that like spreads debuffs, I think. Yeah, spreads harmful effects randomly. 2B prioritizes spreading the harmful effects to the enemy with the highest attack bar. Okay, good. So they're removing the randomness, and it's just like now you can tell what you're gonna spread debuffs to. So that's really good. Good consistency change. We like those. The light one getting a buff again because I don't think anybody tried her out from the last buff she got. So when the enemy removes harmful effects or allies' beneficial effects, just like Hagang, this is what it is now. Increases the attack bar of the ally with the highest attack bar by 30% and removes 1 harmful effect. So it's a 30 bar up and removes 1 harmful effect, namely a stun, probably. And they're changing that to increase your attack bar and the ally by 20% and removes 1 harmful effect. So she's gonna get bar herself. It's not just for the ally, it's her and the ally. But I can't remember what the skill 2 is. I think it's it's Oblivion armor break or something like that. So it's like if Hagang's gonna be used for like turn 1 CC comps, maybe this could be a bit better into the bruiser ones that just run like a, I don't know, like a Vanessa or something. I don't know if that's good enough, to be honest. Like, if you have Hagang, you should probably just use Hagang. It's just so much better with the Ragdoll passive built in. But yeah, we'll see. Chakram Dancer Dark, Moonlight Blow. I think this is the one that it like strips or it replaces beneficial effects with dots or something, right? And they're just giving her a 1-turn cooltime. That's kind of like whatever. Neostone Fighter, Fire and Dark, Relentless Strike, won't glance, so that's kind of nice. Especially, I believe, like both the skill 2s buff crit rate or something like that. So now you can just crit on the opposite element all the time. Okay, could be. This seems like more of a siege thing, to be honest. Sharp strikes on the Neostone Fighters as well for Water Wind Light. They're replacing continuous damage for branding. Okay, sure. It's like whatever. The Sliffs, they're changing the skill 1, so they're taking the crit rate off, and it's becoming attack bar reduction, which is much better. Like, this is way better for everything, right? Especially if you're a newer player and you have like Tyrone and Beretta for clearing TOA. you don't really need the crit, right? You want the attack power reduction. And this is also good for Shimite, because you're always building him with 100 crit rate anyway, so the skill 1 buff was useless. So now it's gonna reduce attack power. It's pretty good. Pretty good. We have the Asuras here. Of course, they're gonna buff them because it's the next siege reward, right? Constant training, that's the water one. Always attacks with an advantageous attribute when you max your passive out. Okay. Fire one, ease the standard for the number of attacks increased according to the difference in attack power between the target and yourself. Okay, they're just making it easier to hit more attacks, I guess. Kind of like Douglas, right? Where depending on the difference between the attack power, he gets a higher glance chance. Same thing. Light Asura, they're just giving it more accuracy on the passive. Okay, sure. Waterfire Light, this is, I think that's the skill one. Ease the standard for number of attacks increased according to your attack. Okay, yeah, same thing as this one, right? So they're just a few buffs to Asuras, maybe to make them a bit more usable in Siege. And then they're changing base stats. Oh, that's sad though. There's no I don't see any like speed buff awakenings or anything like that. But yeah, so Fire and Dark Neostone, they're giving I guess the notable change here is they're like an extra 1,000 HP here, an extra, I don't know, 65 attack here, and they're dropping defense for Fire, and then like 100 more attack here on the Dark one. That's pretty good. Wow. So yeah, more Siege. I'd say these are Siege changes. And then we're going all the way to the bottom here. Nothing else except for some Mermaid Leader skills. Resistance for water, so that's Tetra. That's probably okay for RTA. Attack speed for guild content. That's gonna definitely pull people to build Fire Mermaid defenses, maybe on 4-star. I don't know about 5-star. I don't think this does enough for like Nat 5 defenses, right? I mean, it does have a skill 1 strip into a reset on the skill 3, right? So yeah, I think maybe more for 4-star defenses. Wind Mermaid, act lead, defense lead for Molly. This could be good for RTA. And then the Dark one gets HP guild content by 33%. Okay, that one could be good because Dark Mermaid has like anti-crit and revive, so it's kind of anti-snipe in a way. Sort of, but so yeah, I think that's it, guys. That seems to be it. Yeah, so they did hit 2 of the most requested units to nerf, right, which is Light Vamp and Gianna. So at least they hit those. They did not hit anything for the like Chandra, Vela, Sauger stuff, which is, I'm surprised they didn't, but there's a lot of fun stuff that we could test out. So I'd say it's a decent patch. They hit the 2 biggest suspects, and then some LD buffs. Not too many nerfs. There's just a lot of buffs here and there. Like Wind Monkey, I would say wins out. Paladins win out, I would say. Dark Dragon. More getting this is just, I don't know why, but yeah, more Light Valk getting this buff is probably like the biggest one in my opinion, which is nice for me because I can maybe get some more wins with her into the CC stuff. So and like yeah, Dark Megumi, Dark and Fire Megumi getting these buffs is really huge. Really good nerf into the heal amount on the puppets. And so yeah, pretty good, right? All right, so that's it for this one, guys. Let me know what you think. Yeah, I guess we're gonna have to see how the meta shapes up now. Probably gonna still be the same, just with the newer stuff. But yeah, let me know what you think down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.